everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining as always is your host, Trent D'Alton. And I don't know about anyone else, but it felt strange not having any footy on the weekend. Obviously, the bye round before the finals bye. How do you guys actually feel about that? I understand it, but it just felt really strange not having any footy on during the week. During that, obviously, we did have the Legends game, which was okay. It was nothing like... It was built up like, it's going to be this, but it's pretty much was just the same as it was most years for the EJ Whitten Legends game. It was good to watch. Was flicking between that and I found it strange how they had the awards night on at the same time. Obviously, I think most people would have been watching the Legends game because just the people that they brought in and all the tough stuff. Unlucky thing to come out of that, though, was Dave Hughes' injury, but it's good to see he's taking it in good spirit. But what we're going to do today, it's going to be just the one episode this week, and then later on in the week, hopefully I can get the notes up and down in time. I haven't 100% decided if I'll post it as a podcast episode or just as a YouTube video. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to review my preseason predictions for each team from the bottom 10. So stay tuned for that one. But what we got here for today is first, we'll just go over a couple of news that's been out there. We'll go over the All-Australian side. I will announce and give my thoughts on that, and then we'll preview the first week of finals. So let's first of all kick off with a bit of news. So a bit of news that so just a little thing that I just had to check because it was from the Outer East media manager. So just if you haven't followed me, make sure you go follow the Insta at Trent D'Alton down there. But when I do my commentary, I do my local footy food review. So I go around to every canteen and pick out whatever something fancies me. And I just got a message saying, because last week was my first time I gave a 10 out of 10. So I gave a 10 out of 10 at General Cockatoo game, and I gave a 10 out of 10 for a burger at Yarra Glen. Media manager Steph just messaged me saying, Trent, Yarra Glen were upset. You weren't there on the weekend. They had a chicken burger ready for you to review. So I gave him a 10 out of 10 on the burger with the lot. So they were waiting for me to be there to do the chicken burger. So shout out to the boys down there at Yarra Glen. I believe I am there this week. I think I'm back at Yarra Junction, but I am there for the grand finals where the Div 1 grand final will be down there. So I'll sure do that one. They just said, they'll get everything ready for grand final day then, isn't it? Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure. All right. Now, to Do Not Disturb, but I just thought that was one to know. So I normally don't answer my phone when I'm on here, but I notice it's this media manager. I'm like, oh, geez, is this something important or what's the go here? But getting to a couple of news. So first of all, a lot of teams would have had their exit meetings and teams, and some key things have come out of it. So first of all, we'll start off with Jack Silvani, obviously letting Carlton know that he doesn't want, he will be exploring his options and not be playing in Carlton Football Club in 2026. Now, Collingwood and Bulldogs were the front runners, but one that has come really late is the St Kilda Football Club, who look to be getting everyone. They've already got TDK. Liam Ryan's on their list. They've re-signed Nasai Wangani Malira. We'll wait to see what happens with Windhager. I'm missing someone. I'm missing a really big fish here, I reckon, and I just can't put my finger exactly to who it is. But Nasai, TDK, and Liam Ryan were the big ones, but now they've entered the race of Jack Silvani. Obviously, Stephen Silvani, his father, is the list manager down there, and it's reported that they're offering about 800 to 850 across 5 years. Now, I think anyone that gets Silvani would be an advantage to having your team because just there's several roles that he can play around, but I think he's really found himself as that key defender, intercepting defender. It's crazy to think that Carlton didn't work this out earlier when his dad is in the team of the century as a fullback, that his son wouldn't have the same traits. Like, he's always showed the athleticism. And what the best thing about Jack Silvani was, he's always shown he's a goer. He'll give everything a go. He was thrown in the ruck. He was started off as a forward, thrown in the ruck, played as a tagger at one point. Any role they gave him, he gave a go, and he always gave it 110%. That's what I love about Jack Silvani. So I'm fingers crossed that he comes to my Magpies, but St Kilda have put in a run late, and that draw with Stephen Silvani getting in his ear would be one there. Sticking with Carlton, exit meeting last Friday, I want to say it was, or Thursday. Charlie Curnow floated the idea that he would be open to a trade, exploring a trade, I believe was to Gold Coast or Sydney. Carlton quickly shut that down straight away. Contracted player, and they just said automatically, no, you are not going to happen. Michael Voss was on SEN today. Really good segment. If you guys haven't already seen it, go back and have a look. Speaks very, very openly. With his job on the line now after the review, I think I really like this more open-minded Michael Voss, and he's letting you in behind the four walls, and he's just saying it how he is and not really hiding anything. But by all means, there was a couple of ones where he said, I think that should stay personal, and then it was moved on. But I thought the way he spoke was excellent. But he pretty much said, and then it was asked, first of all, did Charlie Curnow ask for a trade? And he said the word I would say, he said it would be open to exploring a trade. They shut down straight away. Then the question was asked, so will you not be answering any phone calls about anything that they could offer for Charlie Curnow? And he straight away said no. So there's that one. But another one, but someone who has been toured to explore. And the thing they were talking about, it's been thrown about Charlie Curnow for Errol Gordon's been thrown around like a hot potato. Like, it's just been going back and forth. And I think it's a win-win for both clubs. But at the same time, if I'm Sydney, Errol Gould, I know you guys didn't know a forward, but Errol Gould's your next captain. So I think that's going to be especially the Swans supporters, I think, will be saying there is no way in hell we are getting rid of our future captain, Errol Gould, especially how he spoke after their round 24 game. Captaincy written all over him, plays like a captain. Jimmy Bartel said on last night on Footy Furnace that he can see Errol Gordon play. He'd like to see Errol Gordon in 2026 play some more centre bounce midfield time, and he can see him playing a similar role to what Ed Richards did for the Western Bulldogs this year. Obviously, Ed Richards was the number one rated midfielder in the competition this year and was rewarded with an All-Australian Blazer starting on the ground. He could see that. And there's no doubt Errol Gordon is class. It runs all day. Hardly ever comes off the ground. Spends most of game time on the ground. Beautiful user of the footy. So any club would be fair to have him, but I think Swans will try their best to hang on to him to the best of their ability. But as I was going to move on to was a Carlton player who has been told to explore their options is Elijah Hollands. Now, Elijah Hollands is a really, really good player, but he's had some off-field issues, and it sounds like that Michael Voss and the Carlton Football Club are just, to put it bluntly, sick of it. The question that was thrown to Michael Voss today was, are you sick? Are you annoyed? I just want to get this wording completely right before I go and say something completely wrong. So let me just get up so I don't want to get it completely wrong. So bear with me for 1 second. Mitch Cleary. So Elijah Hollands has a year to run still on his contract. Where is his post? I can't find it. That really frustrates me. But it was along the lines of, actually, while I'm here, is Kane Corn's repost going to be there? Because I know Kane Corn's reposted it. Yes, here we go. Got it. Kane Corns said in this interview that I told everyone who I fully encourage everyone go and listen to, even if it's only for parts of it. This is the question that Kane Corns put to Michael Voss today. Have you been disappointed with Elijah Hollands is off-field? Michael Voss straight away responded, absolutely. So that to me sounds like a coach who has tried the best he can for a player. And what he went on to say was, go and explore your options, and if there is a club that would fully benefit and be a better spot for you to get yourself right and be able to improve you not just as a player but as a person, by all means, will help you get through that. But by the looks of it, Michael Voss just is had enough with Elijah Hollands, which makes it really tricky on his brother Ollie Hollands too. So that's one to watch. Another bombshell that came out just yesterday, reported by Tom Morris, was that in his exit interview, Jordan Ridley was asked for a trade, and he would like to go to Gold Coast where he has family, Queensland where he has family connections, and in particular, he would like to go to the Brisbane Lions. Now, Essendon have come out and straight out denied that Jordan Ridley ever requested this, and that was reported by John Ralph as well. But I don't think it just really comes for anywhere. I believe Jordan Ridley would have. It's reported that he's sick, annoyed at the injury management at the Essendon Football Club. And by all means, if you look at their rap sheet this year of the injuries, he's got a great argument. He's got a great case to put forward, and he's one of the casualties onto it. A star player was named in 2021, I believe, and that's when he won the Essendon Best and Fairest too, but he was in the All-Australian squad. He's an All-Australian caliber defender. Quality player, can play tall and small, intercepts the ball, beautiful use of the footy. What is he worth? I think the fact that his body, it knocks it down a bit. Now, we had this argument in the group chat. Is he a late first or is he an early second? I was leaning to the second round, but I also could say you're going to take the punt on him because how old is he now? He wouldn't be that old. Let's have a look. So 26. You take the punt to him, so I wouldn't be mad if a late first rounder was given and floated for a trade to try and get him off. But geez, that would just make that Brisbane Lions team even more stronger. So that was an interesting one. From off the top of my head, that's all of the ones I can think of that we've got some bit of clarity on at the moment. So let's go ahead and have a look at the 2025 All-Australian team. Give my thoughts and opinions because I think there's some people that either missed out or there's a couple. So let's go over to the 2025 All-Australian team right now. All right, so the 2025 All-Australian team are as follows. I'm going to read them straight out in entirety, and then I'm going to go back and talk about my talking points, and we'll also touch on some of the awards that was put out that night as well. So 2025 All-Australian team from the back line: Josh Battle, Sam Taylor, Jordan Clark. Half back line: Bailey Dale, Harris Andrews, Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira. Centre line: Bailey Smith, Jordan Dawson, Hugh McCluggage. Rucks: Max Gawn, Noah Anderson, Ed Richards. Half forwards: Isaac Heaney, Jeremy Cameron, who was also named captain. It was very shocked because he has never captained anything in his life. So that was a shocking one. But I don't know how I see on that when there's a couple of captains already in the side. I would normally like it to go to them, especially someone like let's have a look, Harris Andrews. This would be This would be his third All-Australian blazer. So third time is pretty good. So maybe reward him with the captain. But it's a great honour to have. I'm not going to go against it because now this is 1, 2, 3. This would be his fifth All-Australian. So number 5, captain. I can sit with it considering that Buddy's got it 1 year. Tom Hawkins also got it. So it definitely does go to non-captains as well. Continuing on, so half forward line: Isaac Heaney, Jeremy Cameron, Zach Bailey. I'm really, really happy Zach Bailey got in this squad. I think he's had an exceptional year and playing in that second half of the year more as that midfield forward role. He's been explosive, impacts the scoreboard, and has really come alive, especially in he's averaging 19.7 disposals. But I'd love to see what he's averaging in the second half of the season. Forwards: Jack Gunston. Geez, it's so good to see Jack Gunston in there. 62 goals per season at a 33-year-old. Is that right? 33 or 34? What is Jack Gunston? 33. And he was dropped earlier this year, not even picked into the side, and to come back in, and he's been their number 1 forward. 62 goals, great to see Riley Silthorpe in there. 55 goals. just his attack on missed a bit of footy. His attack on the ball and the impact he has when he can go into the ruck, I thought it was very good. And Cozzy Pickett in the other pocket. Interchange, Nick Dacos, Marcus Bontempelli, Caleb Sarong, Matt Rouse. So all midfielders. So let's go back. Let's go and talk about players that I possibly missed out on this one. Now, there's only a couple. It's a pretty good side. Let's not get it wrong. And congratulations to Max Gawn, who's got number 8 All Shane. That's equal on the record too. Okay. Now, I would have loved to see Josh Worrell in there. I think Josh Worrell has been exceptional. I noticed about this. He's the number 1 interceptor in the game. I think you got to reward that. And the fact he can play tall and small, can lock down, can intercept, does it all. He's really come from nowhere. That Adelaide whole defensive side has come from nowhere. So I would have loved to see Josh Worrell get a recognition for it. But then the question comes down to whose spot does he take? And I'm not going to be a popular person here with especially some of the people in my friendship group. But I think I'd be giving Josh Worrell an All-Australian Blazer before I give Josh Battle an All-Australian Blazer. Don't get me wrong. Josh Battle has had an exceptional year. Averaged 18.5 disposals. He goes at 80% efficiency. Averaged 5.5 marks, 1.3 intercept marks, 2.9 scores, and 3.5 rebound 50s a game. But Josh Worrell has just been, especially in the second half of the year, he's really come on. Plays a bit more high up the ground now, but goes back and plays, as I said, plays tall and small. So I would have loved to see Josh Battle get in this squad. And another one who's had a career best season and didn't even get a spot on the bench. And as a supporter of this club, makes me angry is the right word I should be saying. How has Jamie Elliott missed out on a spot in this team? He's kicked 50 plus goals for the season. Let's pull that up. If we go over, let's go over to stats for now. Goals. Jamie Elliott, 52 goals for the season as a small forward. He's kicked the most goals as a small forward this season and doesn't even make the side. Let's have a look who the small forwards were when they were named. So obviously Jack Gunston was in a pocket, but we don't count that. Cozzy Pickett, let's see where we can go. 40 goals. So Jamie only has 12 goals in him, but I accept Cozzy Pickett in the All-Australian side because the impact he has when he's played in that midfield role too. Isaac Heaney, 37. Now, if we have a look at Isaac Heaney as well, I want to have a look at the other. I've lost it. Here we go. Where's Isaac Heaney? Forward line. So he's averaging 23.6 disposals. Now, don't get me wrong. Isaac Heaney's been really good. What I think, if I'm looking at this team, I would do. I think Cozzy Pickett goes from a pocket to a flank. That's what I think. He goes from a pocket to a flank because he's already played that midfield role anyway. But what I say here doesn't mean stuff all, really. It means stuff all. It's not going to change. But I'm saying this, if I was picking a side to play tomorrow, for me, Cozzy Pickett doesn't start in the pocket. He goes to half forward and pushes up as that extra midfielder. But he plays that centre forward role. That's little voice crack. That half forward role, he's pretty much a fourth midfielder. Or fifth midfielder, sorry. And then he comes down deep and takes his opponent. When they try and get a hold of him, he takes them to the square and then tears strings on them, or he gets them going. He runs them off their feet going the other way. So Cozzy Pickett moves up to a pocket. It means Isaac Heaney gets left out. This is where Jamie Elliott gets his spot. He gets his spot in the forward pocket because Jamie Elliott, even though he's a small forward, he plays as that tall forward. He plays as that marking option. Well, I mean, he's good on the ground too, but it's the marking option. His leading patterns is really good. They have to play key defenders on him often, just because how well he is overhead for his height, still plays as a big man. So I would be playing there. Now, if I look, does Isaac Heaney would have to get probably a spot on the bench. He probably does need to make this side. I just don't know who he was saying. But that, for me, is what I would do. I would have liked to see Josh Worrell on this side in place of Josh Battle, and I'd like to see Jamie Elliott probably in place of Heaney, moving Pickett to the flank, and Pickett to the flank, and then Jamie Allett into the pocket. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. But there was also, not only that, awards on that night as well. So let's pull up the 2025 AFL Awards as we just search this up here, because I want to get them all right. Okay, so start off. Also, the Coleman Medal, we all know Jeremy Cameron, 83 goals. So well done, Jeremy Cameron, getting his 83 goals. The Lee Matthews Trophy for the AFL, for the most valuable player, voted by the players, went to Nick Dacos. And we'll go through the top 5 because it does have it here. So it went Nick Dacos. He was followed by Jordan Dawson, Nasai Wanganeen-Malira, Marcus Bontempelli, and Jeremy Cameron. Robert Rose for Most Courageous Award went to Josh Dunkley. Obviously, Zach Butters, I believe, was going for 3 in a row. He came in second. Then it was Tom Atkins, Tom Bratore, and Nick Vossen. The AFLPA Best Captain was Jordan Dawson. Obviously, only his second year as captain, so that's an excellent result for Jordan Dawson. It has leadership written all over him, the way he plays. Wouldn't expect it when he came across from Sydney, I don't think, but he's really made that captaincy his own. Then it was Marcus Bontempelli, Noah Anderson, who in his first year has done an exceptional job. Toby Green, Harris Andrews. AFLPA's best first year player went to Murphy Reed. So it's always interesting how the Players Association's best first year player, but that's not the rising star. I always find that quite interesting. And normally the best first year player doesn't always win the rising star. So it's interesting to see how the people that vote the awards for the rising star are so different to what the players think. And obviously they come against them. They play on the field scenario like. And I think Murphy Reed is the excellent result to win this. He was followed by Levi Ashcroft, Harvey Langford, Alex Tarruz, and Finn O'Sullivan and Sam Davison were equal there. The other Coaches Champion Player of the Year, it was a shared role, and it was Noah Anderson and Bailey Smith on 103 votes who got the Champion Player of the Year, voted by the coaches. Excellent. Both had excellent seasons. As I said, Noah Anderson's first season as captain, and that didn't. Sometimes you can notice when young people or just people in general get that new captaincy roles, they either flourish or it weighs a lot on them, and you can see their performances tarnish a bit in the impact on games. Noah Anderson's flourished in this role. So equal on 103 votes. Then Matt Rao was on 97. We'll just do the top 5. 97. So equal first, so that would be third place. Fourth place was Nick Dacos on 96 votes, and Max Gorn was in fifth place on 92 votes. Now, okay, this is where we get interesting. The AFL Coaches Association Best Young Player, Sean Manor. Now, Sean Manor, Best Young Player. He's 28 years old. How was he even available as an option to vote for? I get it. This is only his second year in the competition. He was picked up from Werribee in the VFL. After they won the premiership, he was taking the piss during that. But how was he even an option to win that, by all means? It was funny when Chris Scott said it, best young player at 27 years old. Then Sean Manor gets up and goes, Chris Scott's done me a favour, I'm actually 28. So that was a confusing one, but well done to Sean Manor there. And if we have a look, next place was Colby McKercher on 32. I was a bit shocked there. And Harley Reid was in third place on 31. So that's all the Australian side, my thoughts, and I would love to see Josh Worrell and Jamie Allett in that side. But that's all of the news, and then the All-Australian team announced. Let's get into previewing the upcoming games. Let's go. All right, Thursday night, finals footy, baby. Here we come. Thursday night, we kick it all off down at Adelaide Oval for Adelaide Crows v. the Pies. Now, we saw this just a couple of rounds ago, on a Saturday night where the Crows got the job done by 3 points. And the Magpies will go into this game quietly confident, knowing they can put it up to them and possibly beat them. Why, you may ask? They dominated the inside 50 count. So I want to get the exact inside 50 count. So it was 71-37 in favour of Collingwood. They just couldn't convert when they went in. So that was a problem. But that will give them a bit of confidence going into the game, knowing that their ball transition from the back half wasn't bad. It was converting once they got inside the 450, that was the problem. So that can be a fix. That can be fixed. That could be just the day as well. Sometimes on the day they can't convert. But now it's finals footy. The pressure amps up. We'll see the young team. Can Adelaide... this is the first year. They finished 15th last year. Now they're in finals. Can they back up the performance that they did in the home and away season? Will they get spooked by the final stage? Can Collingwood get out of this form slump, which they have been a little bit better last week, especially, as I said, against Adelaide when they got the inside 50. It was just converting was the problem. Big question about that is going to be, is Bo McCleary going to be right? Is Bobby Hill going to play? Bo McCleary is so crucial to this Collingwood side because of his attack on the footy and his tackling pressure. That so much so that Craig McRae started throwing him into centre bounces just for his speed, his turn of foot, and his and his tackling, ferocious tackling ability. And Bobby Hill is that spark for the Collingwood side. Can be a bit quiet, but he's the type of player he's going to pop up and kick you 2 or 3 goals just like that. And then we know what Adelaide do best. Their defence is elite. Mark Keane, Josh Rowe, who I mentioned, I think should be in there. Nick Murray back down there. Wayne Malira, I believe, still there. Mitch Hinge. And then through the middle, no starstruck name, but Jordan Dawson, who is one of the favourites for the Brownlow. So he's had an exceptional year. But other than that, Jake Saligo's been good, but I think the wild card for this is Ben Keys. Collingwood need to keep an eye on Ben Keys and obviously Riley Silverslot, but Ben Keys is the one, I think. I thought he was stiff not even getting the All-Australian squad team. He's the live wire. He gets them going through that forward 50. So I think they need to really pay close attention to Ben Keys. Is this the Braden Maynard role that goes to him? Does Braden Maynard go to Ben Keys? Someone like that to just really, really shut him down. But I'm going to be backing I've got to back my Collingwood Magpies in. It's a finals. You always got to back your team in. I'm going with Collingwood to reap the wrongs from last time. It's a 1-1 record. Collingwood got them early in the season, the MCG. Adelaide then pipped them at home. Now Collingwood are going to get one back on them and book themselves in a preliminary final spot. Come the Pies. All right, Friday night, we go to MCG. It's Geelong v Brisbane. Now, this is going to be a cracker game. Geelong are my tip favourites, I think, going into this final series at the moment. They've just won it so many different ways. Through the midfield, Bailey Smith and Max Holmes, that duo is so good. And don't sleep on Tom Atkins and the role he plays in that too. His contested ball work broke the tackles record in a season, broke Joel Selwood's record. And just the point of difference he has. Brian Myers, who started going in and playing centre bounce time too, has been electric. He's been electric all year. He's at high half forward, but has now added that midfield role into the game as well, which would have surprised a few. But he's done really well there. Sean Manor, especially the last 6 to 8 weeks, has been excellent. Tackling, midfield role, high half forwards, kicking goals, getting plenty of the footy, makes good decisions. And Shannon Neal's really started to come on. There was a moment where Jeremy Cameron, when he was on the search for the 100 goals, there was a game where he went goalless or just kicked the one. Shannon Neal was one who stood up and kicked 5. So Jeremy Cameron is the obvious one. If you don't pay enough attention to Shannon Neal too, he could take a game away from you as well. But Brisbane, they're the reigning premiers for a reason. They are stocked all across the board. Harris Andrews, Dane Zorko, Brandon Starfish, who's down the down back. Ryan Lester, underrated player down there. Just making sure the camera's still going as well. So Ryan Lester down there. Then through the middle, Hugh McCluggage, who's had a career best season. Josh Dunkley, Lockie Neal, who will be right to go now for this first final, which is really good news. Jared Berry plays that midfield or half back role as well, has been really good. Zach Bailey, who I mentioned, is playing that half forward, but more midfield role now and getting plenty of the footy. Cam Rayner's starting to find some good form at the right time of the year. Charlie Cameron, after a shocking year, has started to hit the scoreboard the last few weeks, so that's scary signs for oppositions. And Logan Morris is that wild card down the forward line because he can do anything and rip a game apart, as is Kai Lohman, I believe. Turned it on in last year's grand final. We know he's a live wire down there. Who am I going to go? I think I'm going to tip the Cats. It's going to be a 1-goal margin, but I'm going to go with the Cats. Then we head over to Saturday afternoon, and it's the Giants v the Hawks at NG Stadium. Now, at one time, we thought the Hawks were going to finish in top 4, and they managed to slide their way down to 8th, which I don't think is a great sign for them, because I don't think they would have wanted to draw Giants at NG Stadium, especially with the cattle that they could have back. Drake Stringer could be right. They reckon Jesse Hogan's been running better and might be a chance to come back. So what type of condition he'll be in is soon yet to know. But Hawthorn aren't shy of bringing back a star player too. Josh Weddle got through a VFL final on the weekend, played about 45-minute game time, and they said got through it fine. So that's a really good sign if they're able to play him. I think this should be a cracker game. Obviously, that midfielder, Finn Callaghan and Tom Green, is exceptional. I think that's one they need to keep an eye on, because I think that's where the Giants are going to get on top of this game. It's not going to be from the back half. It's not going to be in the forward line. It's going to be from the midfield, because I think that's where the Hawks run a bit dry. They don't run as good as I think. I think the Giants' quality midfielders of Callaghan and Green. I don't think the Hawks have that. Without Will Day there, Giant Newcomb is hot and cold this year, and I don't think they have anyone else. Warple's not it. That can be at that caliber of midfield. So I think Giants use that to the best of their advantage. Get it down there to Toby Green. Get it down there to Matt Skrzyzewski, who's been kicking goals actually lately. Aaron Cadman. I think they should be able to control this game and get a hold of this game. What the Giants need to watch, though, is the Hawks high half forwards, the likes of Jack Ginnivan, Connor McDonald, Nick Watson, Dylan Moore. They're the ones who are going to control the games for the Hawks, and then their tall forward line down there. Marvia Chol, who's a tall forward but can also play as that pressure forward. But I think if the Giants can notice they've got the better midfield, take control of that in the midfield through Green and Callaghan, that will go a long way to winning this game. So I'm going to be going with the Giants at home for this game, and that would mean that the Hawks season would end there, unfortunately. Now, the last game of the round, the last elimination final, we head over to Optus Stadium at 7:35 p.m. on Saturday night. Now, well done to Gold Coast for making it your first final series in the club's history. It's a great result, but you've drawn the wrong team at the wrong ground. I'm sorry. Fremantle at Optus is not going to be an easy task, and I think this might be where it ends for them. Obviously, Noah Anderson, Matt Rao through that midfield is going to be exceptional, but getting it down there, Alex Pearce has been in unreal form as a lockdown key defender. I think if he can play a role on Ben King and keep him under 2 goals, Fremantle will win this game. If Ben King kicks 4+, we might have a bit more of a say on Gold Coast winning this one. Not that he plays that big of a role, but I'm just saying, if we keep him under 2, I don't know what other avenue they're going to have to go. Their other tools, Ethan Reid and Jai Farah, they're okay, but they're only kicking 1 or 2. Ben Long's the only other one who probably can kick the goal, but I think the X factor for the Gold Coast Suns is Bailey Humphrey. If they can get something out of him, it might go a long way, but I think this task is going to be a bit too much. Caleb Sarong, Andrew Brayshaw will most likely control it through that midfield, and I want to see if that forward line of Josh Tracy and Miss, who I don't think's had a great year, but he's come on the last few weeks, and then Patrick Voss, one of the better players to watch in the competition down there in that forward line. It will be too much for the Gold Coast Suns, and I think, especially it being in Perth, I'm going to be going with Freo to win this first final, meaning that's where the Gold Coast Suns season would end. But by all means, it's still a great season for them. They've made it for the first time in their club's history to a final, so well done to them. Well, there you have it, guys. There are my tips for the upcoming finals. Let's quickly go over it. So Adelaide, Collingwood, I'm going to go with my Pies. Friday night, Geelong by under a goal. GWS defeating Hawthorn to knock Hawthorn out of the final season series. And then Fremantle will knock out Gold Coast out of the final series. I'm so excited for this, and I'm sure you guys are. This week off has got me buzzing to get some footy back on the board. But thank you guys for listening. If you have enjoyed this episode and you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like, comment on this video, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. If you're listening to this via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave a like and comment, turn on the notification bell so you're notified whenever we upload. Hit that follow button, share this to a mate who you think might enjoy it. And as always, guys, please make sure if you did really enjoy it to leave a 5-star rating, as that does help push the show out there. Thank you guys for listening. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.